Ladies and gentlemen of the old world, I hope you're all doing well, and welcome to this community showdown. It's going to be the Skaven led by Dr. Jellyfish facing off against the Dwarves, who are going to be helmed by Falling Star here on Chateau de Roquefort. And the Skaven are going to be going for a bounty. It is the Rat Bizkit bounty, so if they win this, they get a custom avatar on Total Tavern. So basically, the bounty is to have Ikit Claw and a Doom Wheel, and then the maximum amount of Doom players you can have in a starting army. So pretty fun stuff. We're going to see if it works. Ikit Claw on the Doom Wheel, not bad against Dwarves. An armor-piercing chariot, right? That, has a nice laser beam, but a bit of a big target for cannons and gyrocopters. So a little bit of risk associated here, but we do have the Warp Lightning and Howling Warp Gale. Good choice. Warp Lightning is very good against Dwarves, just bunched up infantry. And Howling Warp Gale is going to be able to lock down gyrocopters and flying things like that. Rest of the army is going to be Clan Rats, so we do have the Avalanche Mortars in the back, and then Doom Players, which are really good against Dowie. Their weird center mass makes them a little bit hard to shoot for like cannons and thunders and things like that. They also have anti-infantry and armor-piercing to boot, so pretty badass unit for sure. Now, looking at the Dowie Legions here of Falling Star, it is going to be a pretty standard wide Dowie build. Cannons on this map a bit precarious because of the hills. Like, you see, trying to get line of sight with this cannon here is going to be very tough. You're going to have to move it up to the slope and shoot from there. But the rest of the build is going to be Dwarf Warriors, Miners, Double Cannon, Dragon Slayer, and Grombrindle the White Dwarf. And we do also have some gyros flying on the outside, so the gyrocopter is going to be looking for that sweet bread and seeing what they can possibly find. So we are going to do some fast forwarding out of the gates. In the olden days of Warhammer multiplayer, back when we were doing land battle, obviously this was a super one-sided matchup, like 80-20. Domination has made it a little bit better for Dwarves, but even still, I would say maybe Skaven are still favored here. I'd have to look at the data. No, we do have the data. We have the numbers. But yeah, I feel like the Skaven have so many good tools against the Dowie, that is for sure. So we'll see if the bounty is going to be enough, and if the Dwarf players' cannons can ring true, that could definitely end the game. If Ikit Claw gets just blasted by 2 cannons off the table, then that could be GG very quickly, right? So the battle is on, and we do see the Dwarves contesting the middle, getting the Dragon Slayer as well as Grombrindle up. Cannon shooting in with the Avalanche Mortar is about to commit some war crimes here. Going to be bombarding into the chaff unit. So, the Dwarves didn't really present great quality units, but it still doesn't feel great to have your 500 gold infantry unit just like cut in half like that, right? So Avalanche Mortar is going to continue raining fire on the Dowie infantry positions, and the Skaven actually thinking about engaging in melee, which is pretty ballsy. Normally, Skaven, I wouldn't engage like this. I think this engagement is a mistake. You're giving the Dwarves free engagement wins. You would want to pull back and hunker down on maybe the safer objectives here, but the cannons are shooting into the Avalanche Mortars, doing some work, but the rollin' Rat Bizkit is moving in, and the Doom players are lawnmowering the Dwarves here. We do see a lot of the infantry here really struggling. The counterattack, obviously, to these things for the Dwarves is either Slayers, Thunders, or Cannons. But yeah, admire the Rat Bizkit. It's going to continue moving through the Dwarven ranks, and it's really getting some work in. So yeah, I mean, the Skaven infantry, line infantry, usually lose to the Dwarf equivalent, but with those lawnmowers running through the ranks, it could be a little bit different. And here in the backfield, we see a nice play from the Dwarf player from Falling Star, getting a Dragon Slayer on top of the Avalanche Mortars to shut them down. Clan Rat's going to be running in to intercept here and try and block up the Dragon Slayer. In the meantime, the far side objective, which was controlled by the Skaven, is going to be taken by the Dowie. But man, these flayers are doing some nasty work. And the Dwarves seem to have a fair amount of stuff in the backfield. Oh! So the Dwarves are leaving the gyrocopters because they're worried about Death Runners and stealth units shutting down their artillery. Oh, shit. Okay. I was wondering what he was doing back there. But that makes a lot of sense. I think he's realized at this point that there's nothing in the backfield, and he can take the gyrocopters up to the mainline fight and try and help. But Skaven holding on to objective 1 and 2, and we do see the Lawnmower Squad getting a lot of work done, and there's going to be a Howling Warp Gale activated on the gyrocopters, so that is going to lock them in place. And they're being shot by the Avalanche Mortars, as well as some of the Slingers over here, so the Skaven Slingers going to be throwing their old pebbles over here, and at the back we do get Rattling Gunners coming in as well. So the Rattling Gunners are pretty epic. They're going to be blasting some shots into the gyrocopter, so there they go. And yeah, they're getting her done, man. They are getting her done indeed. And an assassin coming in for the Skaven, going to be trying to hunt down the Dragon Slayer, which is a good tech. I do like that a lot. Avalanche Mortars trying to get away here. Skaven pretty comfortable on the objectives, but in the meantime, one gyrocopter going down, the other one still shooting at steam cannons. And the steam cannons do have good armor piercing. They're a decent counter against Doom players. And the Doom players are eating some of the cannon fire now. And in the back, oh my god, the erect Rattling Gunners, rat-tat-tat-tat, there they go, just blasting away up in the sky over here at the gyrocopters. And now they're going to be shooting at the other gyrocopters. Dude, that is so god tier. Look at these little machine gun rats doing it. Oh, I love to see it. So yeah, absolutely melting, just withering volley right there. As the gyrocopters here get smashed up, these ones are going to get smashed up a little bit as well. And that is like a huge, huge play for the Skaven. The overcasted Howling Warp Gale into the Rattling Gunner trap, thing of beauty right there. Doom players are still functional. They are eating some cannon fire, so they're getting a little bit worn down. The Dwarves, their cannon's a little bit exposed right now. We do have some Slayers guarding this one, but this cannon could be shut down. We have the last Samurai Doom player charge coming in. Oh, the cannons, they hit the hill. Oh, no. So the Flayers, oh no, what are you doing? Blue balling us? Okay, they are attacking. I think he just got indecisive there at the last second, but he doesn't engage with the cannon crew, which means the cannon's not going to be shooting for now. And the Skaven have taken control over Objective 3. Gyrocopter's really dominating back here. And it looks like the Dragon Slayer character was killed. And we have 2 Skaven assassins. I love that tech, actually. You know, they don't have anti-infantry, but yeah, they have really high melee attack. And they can definitely, you know, work on a character like Grombrindle with Icket Claw. Like, the 3 of them bullying that character should definitely win it. Now, Skaven calling in one of the nastiest units they have against the Dowie, which is going to be the Death Runners. Death Runners have a really nice anti-infantry bonus. These guys can just cut up Dwarven infantry. And there's a Howling Warp Gale right there, and we do see the Death Runners swarming in the back. So they're going to be getting a nice little rear charge right there. There they move, and here we go. The Dwarves going to start routing off the middle objective. Kind of looking like the Skaven got this game in the bag. We do see objectives 1, 2, and 3 going down, and on the far side, Gyrocopters trying to defend to the backfield, but the Flayers are doing a lot of excellent work. You know, that was kind of one of my original thoughts. I need to update the bounties. They're very out of date. But one of the original thoughts I had was, like, add the bounties to encourage people to explore off meta. I mean, there are some extreme meme ones, but it's fun. You know, you get to try things out that you normally wouldn't try and discover things from time to time. Granted, I think everybody already knew that Doom players were very, very good against the Dwarves. And in the back, Grombrindle, the White Dwarf, he is unbreakable. He does manage to finish off the Avalanche Mortars just about. What an absolute Chad. Taking a beating from 2 Skaven Assassins and a freaking Doom Wheel, and this man just continues going after that one target. I mean, that's the Dwarven tenacity for you. Rattling Gunners mowing down everything, probably at 2k value right now. About 1,500, pretty good, so paid for themselves about twice over. And the Dwarves going to be coming in with Slayers, so we do see these Slayers rolling in, but they're going to be intercepted by chaff units, which is like their worst nightmare. I don't see any avenues of a comeback here for the forces of the Dowie. Looks like they're going to lose their lord. Yeah, he's going to get assassinated, prison shanked by the rats, and he's going to tap out from there. GG, well played. That was a fun game. You know, a little bit one-sided, but that's okay. That happens sometimes. It is a tricky matchup, and while I am here, let me actually check what the win rate is. So hold on, guys. I'm going to actually pull this up real quick on Total Tavern and see. I suspect Skaven have like a 60-40 there, if not better. Skaven against Dwarves, they have a 67% win rate. And it's not that many games, actually. So it's not as bad as the olden days. It's only 9 games played, so it's like the experience level, we don't really know. So it's not the best data, but yeah, I would still say Skaven favored, but winnable for Dwarves. There are some builds Dwarves can do that are pretty nasty. But GG, well played. The Flayers were great. 600, 900, and 700. So the value's not off the chain, but they're very disruptive. Broke a lot of units too. Icket Claw was good. Avalanche Mortars kind of got shut down, but yeah, overall, cool assassin play too. I really like that. Dwarven Cannons, 900 here and 970 on the other one, so not bad value. Certainly paid for themselves. And yeah, I like the Gyrocopters, but I think that's what lost the Dwarf player of the game. It wasn't even like the Flayers. It was more that like 3 Gyrocopters got caught in a freaking Howling Warp Gale and got Rattling Gunnered into the Shadow Realm. I think that is what did it, and that's what caused the drama. All right, guys, GG, well played. Hopefully you enjoyed this one. And yeah, the Horned Rat cackles this day.